Hello everybody. Yes, it is Dominic Raab Day today. It would seem he's been sent out to do the rounds as now Justice Minister, talking about new drug detecting machines in prisons. Drugs in prisons, who'd have thought of it? Well, there you go. And so, of course, as he's talking about what he wants to talk about, he's being hijacked about what has been going on over in Afghanistan. And was he to blame? Of course, he was on a luxury holiday in Crete at the time. And that woman on GMTV, along with Martin Lewis today, I nearly broke the thing. I pressed it so hard to turn it over to GB News. Why the wife was watching that, I've no idea. But let's just briefly talk about this whistleblower that we've just seen. His name is Raphael Marshall. Here he is. How would you describe him? Would you think this is the type of civil servant that you saw in Yes Prime Minister? Would you think that he's the type of bloke that's on the ball, sorting everything out? Or would you look at him and instantly think he's going to run off and cry at any minute? That's probably what he did, and now he's gobbing off to the newspapers. He's a whistleblower. He's not a snowflake. He's the one that says, none of this is my fault, it's all his fault. Well, listen to this, okay? We managed to get 15,000 people out of Afghanistan in 2 weeks. How do we know that the Taliban would move that quickly? I've no idea. The Taliban are a law unto themselves. They share a tooth. They're all mad. They all want to kill everybody, and normally do. I got a thing. I saw a thing today from Trevor Court, an old friend of mine, a veteran who is still suffering the effects of that war. He got the Military Cross, and he says, and I quote, he said, why would we have to bother? We owe Afghan nothing. We owe them nothing. We owe that country nothing. And they're talking about all the people we left behind. What about all the legs and arms and bits of British soldier, he says, that were left behind? And about the drugged up Afghan army or the Afghan police that shot British soldiers in the back? What do we say about that? We owe them nothing. Yet you read in the newspapers, you got all these screaming lefties saying, oh, you can't have these. Why is there 15,000 Afghan translators anyway? What does a soldier have one each? Does he have his own one? You're assigned to that bloke over there, Private Smith, go and translate for him. Wonderful. And then when they came back, some lefty councillor said, well, they can't just be left on their own, they can't speak English. Well, what's the point of being a translator if you can't speak English? Let's move on. What are we going to do about this whistleblower? Take no notice, move on. And let's concentrate on the men that are still suffering. Some of these veterans are still fighting for their lives, and we're worrying about this. And here's the other thing about old Penn Farthing, about getting his dogs out. Okay, everyone's moaning that soldiers' lives comes before dogs. Can you imagine, as a country of dog lovers, what would happen if Boris hadn't have gone out his way to make that happen? Not to the detriment of everybody else, he just made sure it's going to happen. I think the withdrawal from Afghanistan was a big success for the British military. I was lucky enough to be invited along to entertain the parachute regiment the day after they got back while they were in quarantine. Actually, they said they'd rather have the Taliban than me, but I forced my way in. So let's carry on let's talk about the success of the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Why we went there in the first place. I've been there. I expected to go around the corner and see Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone living in a cave. That's what it's all about. Why do we have these foreign wars? That's what you want to concentrate on. And let's concentrate on looking after our blokes rather than all these other people that come back. So, Mr. Whistleblower, wind your neck in, okay? You just look at him. Now you wonder why the politicians call it a greasy pole. They try and get things done and you get these little snowflakes whistleblowing. Well, up yours, Raphael. Okay, off to Ustream, and I'm going to get really angry.